Take two.
All right. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Fall Education Week. Tonight, we have a privilege and an honor to hear our second speaker tonight. Chaze Patrick currently serves as club coach and vice president for the Best Side Toastmasters Club. Additionally, he served as a pathways guide for District 11 to provide a transition for clubs who are now taking advantage of the pathways learning experience, which we will learn about during this presentation. Chaze has been a Toastmaster for 4 years and recognizes the benefits that Toastmasters offers to many people in all walks of life. Today, he will focus on the partnership between Toastmasters International and Rotary International and how it can bring great outcomes for our future. Please put your hands together and help me welcome Chaze Patrick in his presentation, Bringing Out the Best Connections, the Toastmasters Rotary Alliance. Please welcome Chaze Patrick, everyone.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. It is my distinct pleasure to talk to you tonight, live from my son's nursery in regards to our partnership with Rotary. I want to take a moment to thank our district leadership for hosting such a great event. I want to take this back in regards to our partnership. I had heard a little bit about it throughout earlier this year. I've seen some of the videos on the Toastmasters.org website, scoped out some of the Facebook groups because there is a Rotarian Toastmasters Facebook group out there. And I was scheduled for my first Toastmasters Rotary presentation. And I thought to myself, I am way in over my head. But what I can tell you is that as Toastmasters, we want to help each other succeed. So I'll know a few things. One, I want to take a moment to thank Scott Brown for providing reassurance in regards to a time of anxiety I was having. And then the other thing is I have a fellow best sider in the club, Hector Cabrera, who actually coordinated the opportunity for me to speak in front of the Evansville Morning Rotary Club. Thus, with that opportunity, I was able to spread the word. Now, here is what we are actually going to cover. We're going to talk about the Alliance. We're going to learn more in regards to shared ways to get involved. I want to make a note that this content is available online, which will be important if you want to share in person with your clubs or virtually specifics in regards to the Alliance. Let's start. So remember, our organization is strong working together to enhance the member experience. For each of our members with more professional and personal ways for growth. We all know that to express oneself confidently in front of an audience is a learned skill. No one comes in speaking like John Maxwell or Les Brown. It takes time and practice to slowly craft those skill sets in regards to public speaking, communication, leadership. Our Alliance offers benefits to members of both organizations. If you think about it, we break it down, members of Toastmasters are able to connect more people, take advantage of new speaking and learning opportunities, and use those skills to make differences in the community. It is important with our alliance that we align our networking activities as well as the opportunities for service, speaking, leadership, and membership. Let's talk about Rotary. Like Toastmasters, Rotary is an international organization. Help Rotary members join together to solve problems in our community or communities around the world to make a difference for others. Their primary priority is eradicating polio worldwide. And it's important to note, with the recent chapter I was involved in, we have pints for polio. So within that event, come out, have a pint, have a beer, and use those efforts to eradicate polio. Rotary is very active in regards to resolving many of those causes that the world needs. Additionally to that, there are over 360,000 clubs that work together in order to promote peace, fight disease, provide clean water, sanitation, and hygiene, save mothers and children, support education, and grow local economies. Rotary has 1.2 million members worldwide, and all designated, whether it be Rotarians, Interact, or Rotaract, which we'll talk about in the next slide, used to really demonstrate good character, integrity, leadership, all capacities to which we're aligned as members. As you can see, there are Rotary clubs. Rotary clubs are essentially, they're very popular. Usually any age over the age of 18 can join. And then you also have Rotaract. Rotaract is between 18 and 35. And then you have Interact, which Interact is more of the adolescent area. All designed to help make better leaders for the world. The Rotary Foundation helps with funding humanitarian activities, from local service projects to global initiatives. Since it was founded more than 100 years ago, it was founded with more than $4 billion in life-changing sustainability projects. Raise your hand if anybody has ever heard of TLI, Toastmasters Learning Institute. Well, Rotaries they have something similar called the Rotary Learning Institute, and within that aspect of it, you learn about different areas of the organization. You learn about grant funds. They actually have international grant funds and district grant funds, and you are able to apply these funds to certain types of service projects. Really, really innovative, really creative initiatives in regards to solving those localized problems. As you can see, our organizations are structured very similarly, from club leaders all the way to the board of directors. We both value leadership and the impact one can make with strong leadership skills. Rotary members are all over the world, just like Toastmasters. As I mentioned, there are more than 1.2 million members in over 36,000 clubs all around the world, as you can see here. Now, you may be wondering how to start with getting involved with an alliance. Toastmasters has actually developed courses for Rotary. Think of it like, if anybody in the room is familiar with the CC, the Competent Communication Manual. Remember those 10 speeches that you had to do? Well, Toastmasters has kind of incorporated the tip of the iceberg, or more so the CC, for Rotarians to have the opportunities to practice some of those topics, just like as us as Toastmasters we're able to. Here's some of the topics that are covered. We know about delivering speeches, developing them, inspirational, interpersonal, leading a team. There are some differences in regards to the CC, but essentially it's practically the same. The Rotarian would access these courses from their learning center, their base camp per se, and they would actually go through the content, and then there's a takeaway or next step in order for them to practice the topic that is related to them reviewing. Now, it's important to know that the partnership between ourselves as Toastmasters and Rotarians is very fluent. There are a few ways that you as leaders can really enhance this partnership. I know that I have seen our program quality director and our district director be cited in a few Rotarian and Toastmaster articles in regards to the partnership. That's just one step though. Really take a moment to find out if there are any Rotarian clubs near you. This is important because Rotarians are really excited about partnerships, as we are. When I had a chance to speak about Toastmasters, I'm like, hey, Toastmasters, they had a Tall Tales event way back in the day, what have you. They're usually very welcoming if they need a guest speaker to speak at their events. Vice versa, as Toastmasters, it provides us with an opportunity to invite them for them to possibly complete one of their projects, and we can really be able to explain to them exactly the benefits of our Pathways program and of membership and any possible service-related initiatives we can collaborate together to make a greater good. On the Rotary Toastmasters webpage, it gives you a lot of call to action. There's 4 call to actions that are within the webpage. Usually they ask for you to attend a Rotary meeting or a Rotarian attend a Toastmasters meeting. Vice versa, welcome each other to the club meeting and then inviting them to be a guest or you be a guest. There are some opportunities for collaboration in regards to being a Toastmaster. We can look at if we know any Rotarians that are very seasoned, we can ask them to be a test speaker. You know, we have competitions coming up. We have an evaluation contest coming up. Maybe asking one of the Rotarians, hey, you want to come and be a test speaker for one of our contests? Might be a great collaboration to really spread the word. I know I had been hearing through the grapevine, because they have a district as well, they were looking at establishing a speakers bureau. So we can really look at some of the initiatives they have going on and connect with ours to make greater connections in regards to things we do and things that they do. As mentioned, there are a lot of different initiatives in regards to collaboration. I have been reading about they have a young leadership exchange, which helps with scholarships, really aligning that possibly with one of our youth leadership programs. And thus that could really help us collaborate and share some of the workload and really promote greater the benefits of the organizations. It's important that we leverage our experiences on both sides. Taking initiatives, recognizing and attracting our members, because both organizations are seeking members and really establishing an opportunity for dual membership. I always say that Thursdays are our most busiest days, usually because I'm a member of a Rotarian chapter, which starts at 7 a.m. Granted, it's a time change. I live in Eastern and work in Central. But getting there early for Rotary, then work, then Toastmasters. So my whole Thursday is designated for the Alliance and really building the partnership. One little tip that I can give you in regards to strengthening those numbers from a Toastmasters perspective, well, if you're a Rotarian, we know that Rotarians have guest speakers. I usually slip them a Toastmasters business card, tell them to reach out to our club if they'd be interested in really practicing those presentation skills. Really kind of getting the conversation started. One of the best practices is talking about sourcing speakers noted that there is opportunity for us to collaborate with them with speaking events. I know we mentioned about the Speakers Bureau. Well, with the Rotary Learning Institute, this may also be a great opportunity for us to collaborate with them in regards to training, in regards to them learning about this platform that they have and how it can translate to the Toastmasters experience. I think one of the quotes I had read out there, Rotarians have great stories to tell, in which Toastmasters provides them with the opportunity to tell their stories. With all the great things that Rotarians are doing within the world, it's only natural for us to do this partnership to give them a voice in regards to explaining all the great things they're doing in the world. Think about how we have projects, well, they have projects, and really we can speak about those experiences and how we're really making a difference in the world. Based on the example with the slide, this epitomizes some of the programs that they have and how we as Rotarians and Toastmasters can be able to spread our message. Oh yeah, I remember that one event. Make a speech about it. Some golden tips to take away from that. As mentioned, we've talked about the Alliance, we talked about Rotary, and we talked about ways to get involved. Want to find out more, check out the webpage in regards to the Alliance, toastmasters.org/Rotary. And you can also reach out to Toastmasters International directly in regards to any specific questions that you have. I will now open it up for Q&A, and thank you.
Great job, Chaze. Fantastic job. So who has questions for Chaze about the Rotary Toastmasters Alliance? Donna, you want to unmute?
Yes, Chaz. How would you first approach them? Because within Division H, how large of a demographic it is, I believe I counted 9 clubs. But for those that have a hard time breaking into talking to somebody about something they're passionate about, what's your recommendations?
Donna, there are a few ways that you can be able to reach out to somebody. I'm gonna be candid here when I say it was a little bit of a slow start when COVID happened, because obviously we were trying to figure out our meeting logistics, and so were they. What really helped for me was sending an email, right? There's an email template to begin the collaboration. It's already pre-formatted. Sending an email to them, and then using Facebook. Usually a lot of the pages, just like we have Facebook pages, they have Facebook pages too. They usually have someone that monitors activity, and so you can really kind of send a direct message and say, hey, just wanted to follow up. And they'll say, oh yeah, we got your message. Let me get you so-and-so. And then usually you can really tie further within the connection and try to get a speaker slot with them.
So Chaze, can I add to that for a moment also?
Yes.
Donna, I've been out speaking to Rotary districts now for about a year now. When they came to Fort Wayne last year, myself and Jean and Patricia Rumschlag and Eric Feinendagen from Chicago we were invited to present at the Leadership Summit here in Fort Wayne. And it was all of the current district directors last year, or district governors last year, the incoming district governors who are in office this year, and the ones who have just been appointed, which will be the ones in next year. And we presented 8 different sessions to all of them. I've been invited back to go talk to, your cat is hysterical, by the way. I've been invited back to go talk to a bunch of their districts. I've been to Huntsville, Alabama. I've done all the ones around Fort Wayne here. I am doing South South Kentucky in a couple of weeks. So all of the district governors for Rotary fully understand with the whole Toastmasters partnership. They've all heard the spiel a couple of times now. So if you reach out to the district governors, and I can get you the contact information for who the district governor is for your area, they are more than welcome to help put you in touch with the right people and the right clubs to get you a slot, and probably also have some direction for which clubs are more willing and which clubs they want to help focus on the partnership a little bit better first.
That would be superb if you could connect me with them.
Yep, I will definitely do that tomorrow for you.
I
Sorry,
guess
Chase.
no, you're fine, Scott. I guess a follow-up question to the audience is, are there any dual members in the audience?
Donna waved her hand. I know Patricia Rumschlag is in Fort Wayne. Dwayne, who I put you in contact with, Dwayne Froliger, is a dual member. Tom, I think, weren't you a dual member at one point? Hollinger? No?
Well, I will have to note that there, as far as being a Rotarian, they have a kind of a database where you can access member information or member contact information in relation to doing follow-up. So I'll give you an example. We reached out to the Jasper Rotary Club. I know they did it once, and then I did a follow-up message because I was able to find a direct contact to their club president. So which really helped because say, hey, I'm gonna do a member. Hey, want to try to get this partnership started and build this alliance. And they were very excited about it. And we just took about 30 minutes explaining about it and how it could benefit both organizations. And I believe the members with Master Brand are scheduled to speak with their club soon.
And if anyone needs contact information, just let me know. I have all the district governor contact information that I can get to y'all for wherever you're located. And it looks like Hector is a member also.
Yes. And I will say that Sky is doing great work in regards to spreading the message. I know the district governor for our district, their district zoning is a little bit different. She spoke very highly of Scott in regards to his efforts from last year. So she mentioned him specifically, and she was like, "Hey, Scott, really talk about that partnership." So hopefully we can get her to come out and really know about the experience. I know she had a time conflict this evening, so we'll have to see if that's a possibility for earlier part of the year next year.
Absolutely. Valerie, looks like you have a question also. So your hand raised up there.
Yes, thanks, Scott. I actually reached out to 3 Rotary clubs in our area. I did use the template and I didn't get a response. I'm not sure what is their take on actually becoming members with our club. I know that with them having their own program through Toastmasters, how does that affect them if they do choose to be a member of, say, one of the Toastmasters clubs? I'm just having a hard time marrying these two when it comes to conversions.
Chaze, do you want that? Do you want me to take that one?
I usually tell anybody that asks about it is that the courses that are offered through Rotary only hit the tip of the iceberg. You have to become a full-fledged Toastmaster or a dual member in regards to digging really deeper into those more comprehensive projects. Because within Pathways is more customized based on what you want to achieve. And you really have to find out what their why is and what Pathways really can connect with that. Does that make sense, Valerie?
Okay. And
So
do
Valerie,
you have
a little bit deeper answer for that, probably because
Okay.
I have a little bit different knowledge of what's happening there. The program that Rotary got from Toastmasters was originally intended just for Rotaract, just for those 18 to 35-year-olds within Rotary. They ended up expanding it out, but it's only 2 parts. It's only how to write a speech and how to deliver a speech. It has nothing to do with Pathways. They don't get access to any of the actual Pathways information that we have. They don't get paths for. It's really just 2 sections: how to write a speech, how to deliver a speech. They are very simple. It's basically the first 4 speeches from the Competent Communicator Manual. That's all they really get, is just that. So if you're somebody who's really looking to develop a leadership style, who's looking to find their voice, Pathways is a wonderful opportunity to be able to do that for them. And it's a completely different type of skill set that we're developing here from what they develop at Rotary. Rotary does an amazing job of getting into the community to help the community, but they don't always have a great way of being able to develop the leaders to help lead the projects to develop the communities. That's the difference. So if somebody wants to learn how to lead projects, how to take that next leadership step, whether it's in their organization, in their family, in their life, or even in Rotary, we're the place to do that. If you're looking to commit to change the community, then Rotary is a great place to be able to do that. So there's our organizations are very complementary, but we don't necessarily overlap each other a lot. So I hope, does that help a little bit more?
Yes, it does.
Cool, okay. What else? What other questions do you all have? Alan.
Scott, I just want to comment on what you just said, being a past member of the board of directors. This whole alliance between Toastmasters and Rotary was a need from the Rotarians, like you said, to help with leadership. They take on community projects, but they don't necessarily know how to lead these projects. So they're looking to Toastmasters to have us help teach them how to be leaders, how to possibly do an HPL type project so they can take their community projects, get them more organized, and that they will run smoother. This is what we can give to them. Now, what they can give to us is a chance for us to practice real world leadership skills and help them with their projects. So it's beneficial for Rotarians to join Toastmasters, but it's also very beneficial for Toastmasters to join Rotarians and take their leadership skills outside of Toastmasters and actually put them to use.
Absolutely. Very well said, Alan. Very well said. Donna, are you waving, or is that a follow-up question?
No, I was just trying to get that Francisco's been trying to ask a question.
Sorry about that. Francisco, what do you have? Sorry about that.
Yeah, I wrote it in the chat. However, we talk about dual membership, but one would need to be invited to become a Rotarian, correct?
Once you go to once you're invited to go to a meeting, then you can become a Rotarian. You don't need like a secret password once you are invited to come to a meeting there. Their process of recruiting is just a little bit different, but a membership in Rotary does not mean that you're also a member in Toastmasters, that the financial obligation is two separate things. You're paying for a Rotarian membership just like you would a secondary Toastmasters membership.
Obviously, Scott, but again, what I had heard before is that they would not take walk-ins, that they will, you know, I don't know, they were a little bit more, they had different criteria. So you're saying one gets invited and then they would invite you to become a member?
Yeah.
I think Hector can help us out here too.
Yeah, I have a comment there. I'm a dual member. I've been Rotarian for longer than I've been in Toastmaster. And actually, I was in Rotaract. I was an exchange student, so my father was a Rotarian for 40 years. I've been involved in Rotary for a long, long time. And every club is a little bit different, but one thing I will tell you, number one, Rotarians are looking for members. There is a significant effort to try to recruit. When I joined the Toastmasters, the Rotary Club here in Evansville, I contacted them from Facebook, said, hey, I'll be interested in coming to a meeting. And they invited me just like that. I didn't have to meet anyone because I didn't know a lot of people in Evansville when I moved here. And that was how I first joined their meetings a couple of times. And then they invited me. You need to have a sponsor, that's how they call it. But I have found that lately Rotary is very interested in increasing their membership, which has reduced dramatically. The other thing that I will tell you after participating so many years in Rotary is that it's not only the coordination of the projects, the people that are coordinating service projects, whether here in the US or sometimes in another country, collaboration with a Rotary Club in Mexico, in Brazil, in any place in the world really, have to sell those projects. They go to organizations, they also request for sponsorship. They don't fund every the funding doesn't come from their pockets, right? So they're looking also into sitting in front of our organization, that foundations that sponsor these kind of things and sell a project. And I think that's one of the other great benefits that we can bring to the table. I will recommend inviting one of those members, obviously having the opportunity to go and invite them over to a Toastmaster meeting and say, okay, the program that we have for you is very simple, but here you can give that speech and get feedback, get your evaluation right here. And I think that once they start having that experience of immediate feedback of a nurturing environment where it's failed to save, the people in Rotary will see will get more interested and get that dual membership. But if we don't get them as members, but they get to come and practice and get evaluation for those 4 speeches, I think the benefit to the organization is going to be huge. And as we form these bonds, I'm sure more than one of us will end up like me, like I got Chaze into Rotary as well, right? We got invited one time and I didn't do any pushing. They said, we want you in this club. That's what I can add to the comments.
Hector, thank you so very much. That was fantastic. Yes. It's almost like the 2 organizations are so complementary in what we do together that it's a partnership that I'm so surprised didn't happen earlier. But I'm very glad that it's happening now. Other questions that are out there. Francisco, it seemed like you still had a couple of questions. What else can we answer for you?
You said to us, the contact people, we have another meeting in Kentucky now, and the president of the chamber said, of course. However, my experience with Madison, Indiana was not that encouraging. So if you can get me another email or phone to contact, from what I heard today, it shouldn't be that hard. Thank you.
Okay, we can do that for you. What else? What other questions does anybody have about Rotary out there?
So Scott, this is Valerie Rice. So
yes,
just let me be clear. Are you saying that there is a directory for us to use to contact? Because I just went to Facebook and to their webpage, but like I mentioned earlier, my efforts were to no avail and I reached out over 3 times. So is there a directory that we could then reach out?
I wouldn't say it's a directory, but I have the email addresses and the contact information to all of their directors.
Okay.
So I wouldn't say there's a published directory that I can send you, but I can send you the contact information for the district they're so-called governors, the district governor for your area.
Okay, thanks.
I think it's a little bit different from a directory though. What else? Chaze, thank you so very much. That was a wonderful job tonight. I greatly appreciate it. And we have to ask, how's the little one? Because she's what, like 3 weeks old now?
He is 8 weeks. 8 weeks old.
Oh, wow, the time is flying. Very nice. Well, congratulations on being a new father. Very nice. We're very happy for you.
Thank you.
Everybody, give it up for Chaze. What a wonderful job tonight. A fantastic job for this. Absolutely loved it. Are there any other questions we can answer for anybody? Maybe not just about Rotary, but about anything else that you have burning questions about.
I want to make a quick note. Please
Yes.
use, I know with COVID going on and everything, this is the perfect time to really speak about the partnership and alliance to your local radio stations. I know they're looking for content. It's out there. Really take a moment to find out what's near you and reach out to them directly to see if you can get a speaking slot to really talk about the alliance or just in Toastmasters in general. A lot of different the radio stations, they really need that content. It's free PR essentially.
Absolutely. Fantastic idea. We've never thought about just reaching out to the radio stations flatly. That's a very good idea. Very, very good idea.
Hey, Scott.
Yes, Donna.
What is going to be the topic for tomorrow night?
Tomorrow is Sydney Blake, and Sydney is Sydney's talking about opportunity knocks. He's going to be talking about grabbing the opportunities that COVID has brought for us. that we may not have necessarily looked at when we've been sequestered inside our homes, but there's a number of opportunities that have arisen if we just take a look at them in a little bit of a different way. And that's what Sydney's going to talk about tomorrow night. All right. Well, there's nothing else. I'm going to stop recording here. Again, Chaze, thank you so very much. We are going to